Good morning. This is Newscast, Massachusetts, reporting to you live from Boston.
We have just received news that the Continental Army, under the command of George Washington, has successfully driven the British out of Boston.
Yes, a young man by the name of Henry Knox informed General George Washington of about 60 cannons at Fort Ticonderoga. Washington decided to go through with the plan to travel up to Ticonderoga and seize the cannons. General George Washington and his soldiers set up the 60 cannons at Dorchester Heights, overlooking the Boston Harbor and British ships. When General William Howe received word of the cannons, he elected to flee Boston.
It is a truly remarkable job by the Continental Army. Here is Jason Panisi with Henry Knox.
My name is Jason Panisi, and I'm here with the man behind the seizing of 60 cannons that drove the British out of Boston. His name is Henry Knox. So, Henry, why did you give George Washington the information about these cannons?
Well, for a long period of time, I owned a bookstore. I loved to read about the war and the war efforts. So, once I realized that these cannons were in Fort Ticonderoga, I decided why not tell General.
So, Henry, can you explain to me how hard it was to get these cannons to Boston?
Well, it was so cold that we had to use it to our advantage. We dragged the cannons across the ice of a frozen lake, drilled holes every few feet to make sure the thickness of the ice was thick enough. If it wasn't, water would freeze over it. Got them right across.
Indeed, indeed. So, Mr. Knox, how was it possible to get these cannons up to Dorchester Heights without the British knowing?
Well, we muffled the wheels with straw, and we did this all at night, so we dug trenches. The British couldn't see us or hear us.
Truly outstanding. All right, back to Jason and Patrick.
So, Jason, why do you think General William Howe elected to flee Boston?
Well, he didn't want to risk anything. He had 60 cannons pointing right at his ships, and I think anybody would flee at that situation.
We are now receiving word that our field reporter Jason Panisi is trying to get a hold of General William Howe.
General Howe, how do you feel after the events that just took place?
I refuse to speak.
General Howe, just one question.
It's frustrating. We had the colonists right where we wanted them, took over Boston. We look up the hill, there's cannons pointed right at us.
Well, clearly the British are extremely frustrated and angry about what has just gone down.
Yes, but the British always have a plan. They are the powerhouse of the world.
Yes, and we were just receiving reports that General William Howe plans to take his troops up to Canada to regroup.
Yes, they'll be back at the colonies, and so will we after this commercial break.
Hey, General Howe. So how do you feel after the events that just took place?
I refuse to speak.
General Howe, just one question. What? That's not the script.
Hi, how are you?
He went like the ground. My other part. That is truly remarkable.
This is a truly remarkable job by the Continental Army, and here's Jason Panisi with Henry Knox.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
Stop.